Welcome to the Healing Law Podcast. This is your host, Douglas, here. We talk about all things health, law, and nature. Today we have a very special guest, a former USPS Postal Union rep. He's just done a lot in his life. He's discovered rice and letters at one point, probably saving countless lives. He's within the earshot of the Las Vegas shooting, and he was on Don Lemon post-fame, pre-arrest. Jack Talcott. How are you doing today, Mom?
Cows, man. I am truly feeling blessed, and what an exciting introduction. One correction, though, I didn't discover the rice and letters. Letters were discovered while I was the local union president, and got to experience all sorts of things. Thank you for the opportunity. Healing law, natural law, right? That which is natural, that which is love. That's what I'm about these days.
You have your YouTube channel where you're YouTube life coach, many say. That's kind of what you talk about on there a lot, right?
I say a lot of things. I live stream often at Jack Talcott on YouTube. But I also have active and recently updated livewithoutfear.com. So the idea is pretty simple. If we start uniting together, this world's going to be a lot better for us all. That's the path I'm on right now.
Well, there's countless, the world could be better in a lot of ways, with the healinglaw.com angle, focusing on the medical system and the corruption there, and how instead of treating patients like what the cause of their disease is, just pasting, a little treatment of the symptoms here and there with drugs that often cause more issues than good. And then you talk a lot about legal secrets, and I think that legal secrets there is a huge issue.
It is. The secrecy and manipulation of knowledge, it's resulted in many billionaires, for sure. But at what cost? It's resulted in a disease-ridden society where everyone's got a pill, a distraction, right, to keep us surviving, going along with this rat race. The world we were born into literally profits from insanity and confusion. And so that's why this time we're living in is so amazing, right? You, as more of a lay person, you've devoted your own time and energy to become a scholar, right? Studying this passion of yours, the natural remedies, right? That's what our world is waiting for again.
Yeah, well, you said it. Confusion is like, incentivized by them, basically. Yeah, because they don't want to get to the truth. The truth would. Well, you would see that these remedies are often available for free in nature. If you just take a little bit of time to research just a little bit, you could save thousands of dollars, and just by not taking certain prescriptions or going to certain procedures. But people don't like that. They would prefer to be told what to do, Jack. Why can't people have faith in their own ability to heal themselves?
The greatest level, probably karma. But it's part of our path of development. The world and each of us, we learn a lot through our suffering. And so I think that's why there's a perfect order and perfect pattern. Some divine power, the answers are revealed to us. I had no clue how toxic the life I used to live was when I was eating fast food like 3 times a day and drinking whiskey and beer every day. I had no clue what I was doing to myself, what my money was going towards.
Well, because you grew up homesteading, right? Like that's and then you went so basically you're raised the right way, I guess, somewhat, to know these things, but you still fell into the trap anyhow.
I did what a lot of kids do, I guess. I rebelled against my parent figures.
Yeah.
And I became a part of the world in the military-industrial complex. I raised my hand and voluntarily served. My idea was that better me than others, right? So it was the right idea in my heart, but man, we got to stop this war nonsense here on Earth so that the healing can really happen.
Need to create space for that, that's for sure. So you were recently at the Capitol, right? There's this whole interaction there with the Veterans for Peace, because you just mentioned you were a veteran, right? Army, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your service, Mr. Talcott. And you were present at the D.C. Veterans for Peace. What was this?
Yes, sir. I moved myself last year from Spokane, Washington to Baltimore, Maryland. And in June of last year, the night before the 250th anniversary of the Army and Donald Trump's birthday, a group of veterans got together, myself included, here in Washington, D.C. And they organized some media to hear some speeches, and there was some amazing messages shared. At the same time, this military parade was going on, costing millions of dollars. National Guard had started to be deployed within the U.S. So the veterans are like, "Hey, no, no, no! This ain't right. This ain't what we served for. We're different than this, right? We care about peace, not war." So after the media thing, we wanted to get together on the Capitol steps and just get some photos together. But there was bike racks set up, and I guess the Capitol Police didn't like us going on the public property, right? The public's property without permission. So yeah, trying to get to the Capitol steps with my brothers and sisters, I got tackled by one of the
Right. You as you guys were going towards the steps, you get tackled, and then right after that, you go
yeah.
back behind that gate. And tell us a bit about that.
There was another dude I did not know standing next to me, and turned out it was Jolly Good Ginger, and he happened to be live reporting with Don Lemon, who used to be on CNN, right?
Mm.
Before his arrest. That's what you mentioned too.
Yeah. Right. So you get on there and you talk with Don Lemon for quite a while, actually, right? You had quite a conversation with him.
A few moments, yes. I hoped for more. I really did.
Well, you reached out to him and he didn't get back to you after that. Now, do you think that if Don Lemon had gotten in touch with you beforehand, he would have ended up getting arrested?
No, his path would have been totally different. We'd have already talked to
Hmm.
Donald Trump and Congress by now.
I mean, what do you think about Don Lemon being in jail? I didn't look much into it. I mean, do you have any opinion on that? Is he, I mean, he's probably not in jail anymore, but his whole arrest there, what do you think about that?
It's all the stage, man. It's all for show.
Because I guess he went into a church and started yelling or something during service or something. I
He
don't
was
remember.
he found himself aligned with and followed in some protesters in Minneapolis, I think. I believe it was near the one of the unfortunate incidents, and there was a group who went into a church to protest one of the church leaders who also happens to serve ICE. He works as an within that department, that has become a problem, and at the same time is part of the leadership in the church. So he followed them in, and they interrupted a church service and caused a scene, right? Kind of disrespectful. But Don Lemon continued interviewing people and played his role as the as the reporter.
He's trying hard to get back to that CNN level of clout he had.
He puts himself out there. That's what I noticed.
Mm.
He'll go out on the streets and just talk, right? He'll take a
Yeah.
chance. So there's a reason for everyone and everything. That's what I've learned for sure.
Right. So you grew up homesteading, right? And then you said at some point you started drinking every day and eating fast food. What woke you up to like your life was not like you were not doing like your practices were not healthy at that point? Like what was your wake up call?
There was so many signs, but my anger set in when I was about 15 years old, and that's when I conformed and started buying into society that I couldn't do anything about it. I hope to answer your question. I'm sorry for
Mm.
taking us in a different direction.
No, go for it.
Everything in my life, it seems like it's been a perfect unfolding. What finally, I tried so hard in my life to do everything right with the family and all that. And then when that failed, man, I had to punish myself so much. Started drinking, trying to drink myself to death several times. I was praying, please let this be the night I don't wake up again. Right? Just, I was done. But then I got sick of feeling sick, and I wasn't dying. I was just miserable all the time. And I found my way into detox. And then from there, detox and AA, and then eventually meditation, guided meditation, and prayer. those two things, they help me transform me.
What? So why do you think that you had that like that anger and resentment? Was it because you knew like you weren't fulfilling your purpose in life, or like you had a calling you weren't adhering to? Like why were you angry and then all of a sudden you like switched? Like I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but
No, those are great questions, and I appreciate that. It's causing me to reflect on myself in a different way. There was many things for the anger, but the reality I found for myself was I kept seeing myself say, I can't do anything. And then problems would continue, things would happen. I'd disappoint myself over and over. So I was, in the end, once I broke out of it, I could see what I was doing. I was angry at myself. I wasn't honest about my abilities, and back to what you questioned, I honestly hadn't found my purpose in life. I thought I did with my son, and then when the marriage broke, I thought I found a new purpose with the union, right? Solidarity with others. It was just a continuing search for community. But I didn't see what I was looking for, and at the same time, I was bitter and angry, wanted to spend all my time alone. So I finally learned how to get along with myself, so I wasn't so angry when I was alone. And then I learned how to really start to appreciate others. Even the ones who are bitter and angry and confusing. Even the ones who betray us, right? Because
Mhm.
the reality is what Jesus was teaching. Love is the way. Love your enemy, love your strangers, love your neighbors, love everybody. It's the only way to be.
Yeah, or you can live in bitterness, anger, and resentment. I mean,
That's the key. We've been given this gift of logic, and the truth is true. It's coming to realize it, though. That's the key to the mystery behind this life. And I said this earlier today, I think. In my view, the mystery of life, that's what God is. The mystery. The mystery of life is beautiful, especially when we're healthy. We're most healthy, I think, when we're honest with ourselves and each other. Because in community, we look out for one another. We educate each other. We lead each other to better answers.
yeah, honesty is a huge thing. I mean, some people are of the mindset that there is no truth, that you couldn't know the truth, you know, but I think that's kind of the mindset that most liars adopt to excuse themselves for their behavior. I could be wrong, I guess.
Dude, this is the thing. I realized it's so simple and obvious. We were born into a world of excuses. So distrust, it spreads problems. And in the problems and the distrust, people are profiting from people. It's crazy. It's crazy once you step outside of it. And I've
Oh, yeah.
stepped outside.
Yeah, it's amazing when you step back and see the lie like that we were taught to live within, and then how obvious it is and how hard it is for most to see for some reason. Seems like, well, not, I wouldn't say most anymore, maybe, but seems to be more people are waking up aware to the lie that we've been led into. But what do you think? Do you think that more people are becoming aware, or is it just as bad as ever?
I believe there is an awakening. There's a realization. It's a lot of different ways. It's a quickening. Everything is happening together perfectly. And the more we awaken to being present with one another, the more the perfection gets shared. It's so perfect and simple to be healthy and wise, right? But we
Hmm.
live in a world where that's not the norm for some reason. That doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
Right. That's why I love what you're doing. Healing law. Man, sharing love and healing and light, the wisdom, that's the gift of growth and life. Wisdom.
Yeah, and people have to kind of pick up their own direction, like find their own calling and like what interests them. And you've certainly done that in your own research, and like you go for what interests you. You're not, just going along with what everyone else is doing. That's for sure.
It costs you sometimes to do what you want, despite the opinions of others. But as long as you're doing no harm, right? That's what I look for. Is this causing harm? What's the greater good? What is the intention behind my choices? Because sometimes in life you do have to gamble, right? You got to take a risk with what you've got and what you're doing. You're doing that with me as you're starting this new adventure. You're taking a risk with me, and I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your time here, Mom. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, so I do want to keep these like under 30 minutes probably, but I do want to ask, do you know anything about fulvic acid?
Mostly through you.
Well, I just wanted to say for a moment, this episode is sponsored by OperationAmericanGrit.com, the best source of fulvic acid in the world. Jack, you should try some. I'll send you some if you want it.
I'll look it
Send
up.
you some?
I'll look it up.
I'll send you some. Don't worry about it, Mom. I got you. For your time here today.
Brother, that's very generous, and I truly appreciate it.
Do you like do a lot of natural health stuff, or what's your diet like? You're vegan, right? Do you do supplements at all?
I have some, but no, not
You
really.
focus on eating a lot of fresh, like raw, or not raw. Yeah, raw, I guess.
Not as much as I could. I mean, lately, dude, I'm confessing here. Lately, I've been eating a bunch of cookies and plant-based ice cream, and my belly, man, I put my jeans on, they were tight today, and it's like, man, time to change. So, healthy eating, healthy living, it's actually an area that I can continue growing, which I hope to. I intend to become much more natural, healthy, and wise.
You got anything else you want to bring forth?
My gratitude, sincerely, for you and anyone else who may hear these words, right? Gratitude. Gratitude is the key. So if I can offer it to you, please receive some and feel some. And then share that gratitude with someone else, right? The more we can feel good about life, I believe more good things will come forward in life. And you, my brother, thank you for the generosity, right? The fun times, and yeah.
Thanks for taking the time to be here with me and give me someone to talk to about this. You're definitely welcome back sometime if you have something else to bring up. People can find you where?
On social media, Facebook and Instagram, and often on YouTube at Jack Talcott, as well as Live Without Fear, livewithoutfear.com. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you. Is there anything else you want to leave us with?
No, it's real simple. Real simple thing I've been choosing myself. Praise God, choose love, and live without fear. And then you walk with faith, just as you are. So, blessings and gratitude. Thank you again, brother.
Excellent words, man. Thank you. And we'll wrap with that. We'll conclude this episode of the Healing Law Podcast. Be sure you subscribe and tune in for more. Take care now, y'all.
When you walk out of here today, don't be afraid to remind our government that they work for us!
You must leave the area immediately. If you refuse to leave the area, you will be arrested for North Carolina General Statute. Under North Carolina General Statute.
But the fact of the matter is, it is not okay what you are doing, and the people are not intimidated.
If you have a good sheriff, however, they can stand in the gap.
You've got to be subject to the law, whether you have on blue jeans or blue uniforms. What is right is right is right.
I don't give a damn what it is. Because guess what? I'm ready to go to jail and die about it.
Think globally, act locally. We need to understand what the global agenda is, but we need to act locally to counter it. And we need to do it in a way that occupies peace. We need to do it in a way that is going to make connections with each other locally so that we see each other as human beings.
I'm going to leave you with three simple words: integrity, dignity, and community.
And a lot of people were seeing politics at that time, but I was seeing revival. Yes, revival was coming through the realm of politics.
Amen.
And that momentum and that movement is still in our country.
Yes, sir.
We just need to find avenues to harness it and
yes.
where it manifests itself.
Fan that flame.
So we're the move of God is strong in our nation today.
The Word of God teaches us in the book of Psalms. It says that if I had wings like a dove, then I would fly away and be at rest. It's released representing the soul of Andrew.
To get this into the public eye, We're trying to win this war, and we can't do it without your help.
And services still? Nope. Means and services still? Nope.